Okay, welcome to the Brian Algie Arena. The Theatre of Dreams has been coined by the director of hockey, Robbie Goslet. We have another derby day, Edgemead versus Fairmont, always a special occasion. Evening, Randall Crisp.
Evening, sir.
Thanks for joining me in this auspicious occasion.
While we bring up the live stream, just to check on the comments, keep them coming. We have Alex Jongsma as the Fairmont captain, and Edgemead being captained by Daniel May. Coaches include Jody Erasmus for Fairmont, also first team player for Central Hockey Club, and Liam the Lloyd with many L's as the EHS coach.
Fairmont making their intentions clear right from the outset. They want to play up in Edgemead's territory. Happy to give them the ball, but high up or deep in their own territory. Fairmont with a high press and
Corbin O'Ryan.
Yeah, Corbin with a good spin and
Corbin, also known as Groot to his under 16 Western Province teammates.
Why is that?
He was part of the mine and Bryce's under 16 Pens team. Who actually won the B section to regain promotion for the Pen side. Cool group because he's just unbelievably tall.
Wow, nothing to do with the afro that he sometimes sports. Huh? You used to sport an afro, Randall, and then old age has just caught up with you. It seems.
I was a lot younger, back when my brain wasn't trying to get out.
All right, so we got Corbin here, the free hit in the 25. Very tight, very narrow at the moment. So played wide to the outside space, circle entry. Unfortunately, no one gets a stick to it, and it's an Edgemead free hit on the sideline.
Your experience with Edgemead's development over the years?
Yeah, I was involved with Edgemead hockey for a long period between 2011 and 2017. Some good memories here or there at Edgemead. Talented, a lot of talented players who are always prepared to work hard. As we see a good overhead encounter here. Sam, a Panorama Primary boy, I actually worked with back in the day. So it's so awesome to see how these kids grow up so quickly and
fantastic turn of speed there.
Yeah, he's always been quick, Matthew. So yeah, as we see Fairmont looking to outlet through the captain Alex Jongsma.
Very aggressive move there by Emery Bobs. And you see Captain Alex Jongsma looking for that outlet.
Yeah, easy outlet. I think Edgemead will be disappointed with that. The centre back was able to find the centre link so easily. As we see a good drive into the D and
Corbin O'Ryan with quite a bit of movement there.
His turn of speed is unreal.
Especially for someone of his height.
Yeah, as they say, though, 2 steps and he's halfway to Joburg, it's unreal. As Fairmont won their first short corner of the night, we saw one very similarly in the girls' game just a few minutes ago where Fairmont managed to convert their first short corner of the night with a very neatly placed drag flick. I wonder if the boys' team through Kyle Masters or maybe even Corbin will be looking to execute something similar.
Yeah, some interesting info here from Kyle Masters. Hobbies include sleeping and plans of the school. Have not thought that far yet.
If you look at how tall Kyle is, it doesn't surprise me that sleeping is one of his biggest hobbies. It's a great injection, nice save from the Edgemead keeper, Nicholas Weir. was a tidy injection there from Fairmont. Good trap and a decent flick. Corbin just next time would want to get maybe either side of the goalkeeper with his flick though. As we see Edgemead counter.
Unfortunate
great speed here. Matthew Festa, I believe that is.
Nice, Matthew!
Confirmed by one of the Edgemead ladies. The pace of tonight's game compared to last week, it seems like everything's just starting on fire.
It's always like this, Randall, having, as I said, mentioned previously, having been involved with Edgemead for a while. The Fairmont Derby is a big occasion in the calendar. Usually happens a bit later in the year, but it's something Edgemead prioritises big time usually. So when it came to Derby Day, and especially the first team boys game, geez, it was fiery, and it's nice to see that it's still carried on through here.
And coincidentally, no rain.
Yeah.
Tyler De Vincenzo on the ball now, looking for that outlet. Alex Jongsma just dealing with pressure.
Dave Duncan will be really disappointed with that missed trap. Under no pressure there. And Edgemead with an opportunity with the free hit in the 25.
Another solid turnover. Hard defensive work.
So we've spoken about this being a derby, but obviously we mustn't forget that it is also a league fixture, Western Province Boys GC or Premier League fixture. And it's early on. Fairmont played their first league game of the season last week, obviously, and cruised to a very decent victory against DF Valang, which puts them at the top of the table, or very close to the top of the table. And I believe this is Edgemead's first league game of the season. They played a friendly last weekend against Redham Constantia, who are in the second league, and Edgemead managed to win that game 2-1.
Another hard drive there by the big man, Johnny Brown.
You see Corbin in a bit of space here, carry on to his backhand, works himself a bit of space. Unfortunately just lifted across target there, and the referee's blown danger.
Some more info coming through here. Alex Jongsman, number 5. Hobbies include playing hockey. Anything else there, sir? And after school, looking at going to Stellenbosch University next year. I wonder what he's going to be doing over there.
Is he going to study, or is he just going to the university? Because that's what first years love to do. Everyone goes to Alex. Everyone goes to the university for the first year. It's just what do you plan on doing in that first year that is always the interesting thing.
Another long over going into the corner. Ooh, unfortunate slip there by number 9 Matthew Festa.
So Edgemead have twice now shown that they're happy to play the aerial ball and just to bypass the very well organised Fairmont press.
Alex Jongsma on the ball again. Again, looking for the aerial pass. Well intercepted there by Michael Stein. Your perspective on the aerial passes and the actual percentages associated with them?
I think it's a great outlet. I think if you've got someone that can throw it accurately, and you've got midfielders and forwards who understand where they want to be or where they need to be when receiving it, I think it can become a great asset. I mean, the minute you are the first receiver, you're entitled to 5 meters of space around you. So even if someone throws a 5 meter past you and you're able to be the first in line, you should, in theory, be given 5 meters of cushion. But unfortunately, sometimes a kid just gets to the point where, I can throw an overhead, and they just throw an overhead for the sake of throwing an overhead. As we've seen tonight so far, the 3 or 4 overheads that have been thrown have been pretty strategic and have been decent so far.
Viewers, you're more than welcome to send through all of your comments, predictions. No coffee and biscuits required right now, thanks to the Whitaker family.
So Edgemead with a circle entry, good save there. Corbin Orion, the counter.
Again, that last 9 yards.
Everyone's got this great thing in saying to players, they've done, as we see Alex Jongsma with a good outlet, good turnover from Matthew Festa. With a hard tackle, Jongsma back on the ball, to the aerial, good use of the 3D skills.
Still going.
4 Edgemead players taken out of the game there.
Well intercepted there by Tyler De Vincenzo.
Great ball from Alex Jongsma into midfield. Good build up, and here's an opportunity for Fairmont. Oh, geez, what a ball.
What a ball.
Well defended ultimately there by EDGEMEAD, but it just shows the ability and the speed which Fairmont have. They are dangerous. Give them half a gap and they are going to punish you.
And it was a matter of 2 or 3 passes and they were there.
Yeah, exactly. EDGEMEAD are going to have to mark a bit tighter here in the 25. Way too much space for the Fairmont boys, and mark loosely at your peril, as they say. If you're going to give Fairmont so much space in and around the circle, sooner or later you are going to be found out.
Hard work there by Matthew Sam after taking an unfortunate ball to the foot. I'm starting to see a little bit of tension between players.
It's Derby Day. And it's exactly how it should be. And the longer EDGEMEAD are able to stay in it and not concede, the more physical it could get and the more disruptive it could get, as we see Fairmont win their second short corner of the night.
A little bit of chatter there between Corbin Orion and number 5, who is Daniel May, the captain. I mean, we are just about 10 minutes in, and I'm assuming that's just going to keep increasing. Trying to get under each other's skin here. Prediction for the short corner?
Kyle Masters on the flick. Oh, missed trap on top to EDGEMEAD with a good counter-attack opportunity. If they can execute a pass, good ball. And here we go, EDGEMEAD in. Into the 25, into the D. Oh, great opportunity there for EDGEMEAD. Really textbook well counter-attack opportunity. As far as I can remember, it's always been our EDGEMEAD setup. It's like work really hard on defense and get that one chance and you find yourself going 1-0 up. So unfortunate there, but I think that just shows exactly what EDGEMEAD will be trying to do in this game.
Fairmont defense are throwing absolutely everything at it. I would not be putting my body in the line when I see sticks in the air.
I think it's just a totally different culture of kid these days. They've all been brought up that the ball body goal line, or BBG as a lot of people know it as. It's just put your body between the ball and the goal, and the kids take it very literal. But it's good to see that they are so committed to the cause.
Again, my knees are saying no. Again, Alex Jongsma on the ball for their 16.
Expect to see an overhead or an aerial ball here. Oh, bit of a heavy touch. EDGEMEAD in with a counter. Well kept out there.
Joshua Aris working the goal, taking full control.
EDGEMEAD have had a good phase of possession up here for the last bit. As you see, Fairmont finally able to exit and look to build up the counter, just not able to connect into midfield there.
Yeah, from my perspective, it seems as if Fairmont are really trying to take advantage of playing against the flow of play with that hard counter. Coach Liam Lloyd voicing his opinion.
Liam just remarking there that he's actually happy with how EDGEMEAD are pressing, and he feels like they pretty much just got the overhead or the long ball, as we see here. It's good. It's one thing to say that they've only got the long ball, then you got to make sure you cut it out, as we see here. Spoke about it earlier. You need to be marking tightly, otherwise you give Fairmont space at your peril. As we see here, Fairmont win the ball up high up the field, prepared to build it up now through Corbin. Might see him play to the right hand side of the field. Lots of space out there. Maybe a hard crash ball here. Good, looking for the deflection. Managed to find a foot.
I think we may have an injury.
Unclear as to see exactly who it is.
Looks like it may have maybe Jordan Scott. Oh no, it was Michael Stein. Oh, I'm wrong again, apologies.
Okay, third time Randall, let's go for it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Jordan Scott.
Final answer. Okay, as we see Fairmont here with a short corner, we've got Corbin lining up on the left castle. Should be him, maybe a variation. Oh, another good flick.
Base is there.
It's great, but I think we've spoken about it before in a lot of different instances where the flick you just need to go either side of the keeper. At least make him use his glove. You know, it's generally if the chest, as we say, EDGEMEAD with a good counter here into the 25.
Loud blow.
A good phase there for EDGEMEAD to free it. Ooh, look after possession here. This is where EDGEMEAD need to be really accurate in the outlet. They don't want to be losing the ball this high up or deeper. As we go, the exact what I mean. Here's the counter attack. Josh Aries on it into the D. Oh, just off target. But interesting. Josh Aries wearing the number 1 shirt there.
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
I'm thinking, geez, this keeper's running without any pads on here. But that's what we mentioned just before that. EDGEMEAD need to be really smart with their possession and their outletting at the back, because you don't want to be giving Fairmont a counter with one-on-one with the keeper from the halfway line.
Unfortunate call there against Tyler Vincenzo. Outside off for Fairmont.
See Michael Stein on the ball, should go aerial. See, and that's very good use of the aerial ball, where he's thrown it into space and the forward knows where to be running. And that's the chucker. Geez, those 15 minutes went by fast.
Yeah, I think just looking at these first 15 minutes, we are only seeing speed and heat. It's like a standard provincial game right now.
Yeah, really good speed, good intensity, and overall I think EDGEMEAD will be really happy. They've shown that they are able to compete in the midfield, and the press is fairly decent, and they've had one great opportunity on the counter already, and I bet you if you give them another chance, they might just find themselves sneaking the lead here.
As we see Coach Jody out there with his classroom whiteboard, really making sure that everyone understands what's required of them. Some interesting info coming through on Josh Aris, number 1. Hobbies include gym, water skiing and golf. Plans are to study actuarial science in Canada.
Wow. What's your combination, gymming and actuarial science? And it's like normally back in the day those were totally two polar opposites.
I don't think I have enough brain cells to rub together to get close to either of those.
As we see Jody's quite precisely, it looks like he wants them to be a bit more dynamic with how they're going to build up and attack the 25. Looking across to the EDGEMEAD dugout, we've got a lot of the boys, they're good chatted, looks like they're in good spirits as they come back onto the field. Jody, some last minute instructions. And
slightly disappointed in Liam the Lloyd's haircut this week. I expected more flair, as the hair model that he is.
Jody's also actually been one, to be fair, with the hairstyles, but I see he's
the fade is out.
Yeah. He's chilled there. Maybe he's just realized that it's not about the hairstyle. As we see again, wow, up and under equivalent.
And
almost. Have you ever seen that in your life, Randall? An overhead to yourself, but 20 meters down the field. That is unreal. Jeez, if that was planned and if they've been working on that, that is next generation.
It's like
2040, we are there. Like, it is unreal.
Another big outlet, lots of pressure. Unfortunate mistrap on the outside. And again, shout out to the ball boys.
Braving the chilly conditions. We were all there, under 14, you do your service, and then hopefully one day you get into that first team level and you appreciate having the service of the ball boys when you're in the first team one day.
Back in our day.
On grass.
You had one ball. No, we had turf.
Did you? I didn't. Good interceptor by Alex Jongsma. EDGEMEAD progressing into the 25 for it. Entry, burns the umpire, making it clear that he doesn't want any more pushing.
What a pass by Michael Stein.
Michael's found a few great passes, be it aerial or on the ground in that circumstance.
I've actually started to see that when he wants to throw the overhead, he does a little bit of a stick to all.
Yeah.
At least 4 or 5 of them. Pressure starting to come through.
So I've been pleasantly surprised with Edgemead. They have pressed really well so far. The structure's been fantastic. And it'll be interesting to see with the outlet. If the last time we had this situation was a bit of a turnover. Carrying space here, shouldn't be trying to play. Oh, good ball, good turnover. Oh, not good turnover, good trap there. And well done there by Fairmont.
Bit of a slip there by Daniel.
They talking about our wonderful ball boys, they also have to learn a few things, unfortunately. And as it is, the Edgemead here with an opportunity in the 25. It's very tight, not a lot of space. Does well to look after possession. Great drive. Fortunately loses their feet in the D. Oh, fantastic!
That is
fantastic
top
goalkeeping.
level. Top level.
But how good was that from Edgemead? No real options to pass the ball. Manipulates the space, and very nearly is able to take the lead there, barring some really good goalkeeping from Fairmont.
Oh, another big counter.
This is dangerous.
Michael Hammond burning that outside line.
Oh, makes
Still
fantastic space on the baseline. Oh, this could be messy. Oh, well done from Edgemead again.
I have to
They've
say,
been really good on their counter defense. Has been fantastic. That is another prime example of good counter defense.
and Nicholas Wareham, apologies if I misspelled your name, or Varaham, again, goalkeeper of the day for me so far.
We see Corbin Orion busy trying to isolate his 1v1. It's good build up. Oh, very unfortunate. Umpire ruled that to be danger.
If there's one player who can slow down play and take control, it's Corbin.
Yeah.
More messages coming through. Apologies for not seeing them earlier. We have some technical difficulties out here. Tokozani Mkungela. Let's go Edgemead hockey. Aaron Hendricks, bottom left keeper, glove side. Apologies, I think we missed that one. That must be for.
I think that's exactly what we were talking about, where the flicks are going straight at the keeper. I think Aaron wants to see one just go bottom left. And I'm with Aaron. I think if we see one go there, we might see a goal.
Gillian Heeman, Andre Heeman is goalie. Thank you, Gillian.
As we said, as we mentioned before, Gillian, we saw Ryan Aries running around with a number 1 shirt on. Sorry, Joshua Aries. My apologies. Running around with a number 1 shirt on, and we got a bit confused here with the team sheets. But good to know that Andre Heeman is in goals.
Jonelle Besaidnot, wow, awesome Edgemead goalie. We have to agree with you there, Jonelle. Fantastic showing of defense by the Edgemead boys.
Yeah, the right wing a little bit high in the press here. Liam busy rectifying there. Liam Lloyd, the Edgemead coach. So yeah, as mentioned before, we're 20 minutes into the game now, 5 minutes into the second chukker, and I think Fairmont will be getting a little bit itchy here that they're not a goal up already. I think for their possession and territory they've had at different times, they might have felt that they were deserving. But Edgemead have shown with a bit of tenacity and a bit of heart and fight, they're able to stand as we see them into the D here, looking for a short corner, very unlucky, close call there. But that was inside or out. I mean, watching football these days, I think that was a VAR-able decision.
I don't think we have the time.
And then we see Edgemead winning a short corner. And this is textbook. When you're the underdog and you're the team that's just trying to be tight, these are the moments that you hope to take advantage of. So if Edgemead will really be wanting to convert this opportunity. This would have been part of the team talk.
And with only 9.5 minutes left in the second quarter, what are you expecting to see here, sir?
I don't know, something simple. Push, stop, and a shot maybe. Knowing Liam, he does like a zigzag, so we'll have a look.
You
I
see
think they've got a drag flick. So
Emery Bob spinning his stick over there, getting ready for one.
well defended there from Fairmont as they look to counter. This is a good opportunity for them as well. Unfortunately, they just don't seem to have enough players up the field here, Fairmont, on the counter. It looked like they committed a lot of players to get back and help on defense. Corbin showing that he's not just a tall player, very skillful as well. You know, sometimes you always see in hockey the shorter players tend to be a bit more skillful, but he's shown that he's got the height and he's got the skill, and he's got a lot of it.
You could probably reach all the way to Paul if you wanted to. Lawrence Stein, come on Edgemead. Kayla Stein, go Edgemead. Gillian Iman. Thanks for the correction again. You're more than welcome to correct us at any point.
Alright, we see Alex Jongsma on the ball. Should look to go around the back here. He's looking to engage forward. Oh, he has an opportunity. Alex has managed to beat two players. Should have a man advantage somewhere on the field here. Not able to link up there with the forward in that phase. And you see Edgemead, geez, blistering pace in midfield.
Wow!
Oh, and this is that's a prime example. Nice and compact, hit them hard on the counter, direct route to goal, and yeah, Edgemead are showing they're in the game here.
Tyler Vincenzo on the ball again. Looking for that big outlet. And Edgemead coming forward again with an aggressive press.
Really aggressive, geez, that is a proper high press.
What's been really impressive is their ability to work back and cover.
No, for sure. I mean, this is a prime example. Fairmont have got a good counter-attack opportunity, and before you know it, Edgemead's back in good shape, trying to make it difficult for Fairmont, or a lot tougher for Fairmont. Coach Jody having a chat with Corbin and Ryan, who's just come off the field, mentioning that they might want to just try and be a bit more patient on counter. If the ball's there, play it, but if not, don't mind building it up. Good step there, Fairmont on the counter. Joshua Aries, can he convert? Oh, it's a great tackle there. And then you see Fairmont managed to convert. Fantastic goal there by Carl Masters.
I think that was big Johnny Brown. Was it?
I mistaked his height for Carl Masters, but that was a great goal by Johnny Brown, number 7. Fantastic finish, and Fairmont 1-0 in the lead. Edgemead will be a bit disappointed, but nothing needs to change from their point of view. Still the same game plan. And yeah, as we see them counter, good defense. We see Rafe Duncan on the outlet.
Superb tackle there by Tyler Vincenzo again.
Nickel, yeah, driving in the 25. Well defended from Fairmont. I believe it was Rafe Duncan. Okay, so Alex Jongsma on the ball. Once again, he seems to be quite a main figure when it comes to Fairmont wanting to outlet. Pretty much takes, I would say, 99% of the free hits, whether they're in the middle or on the outside.
Maybe even more. Baron van der Merwe, hi guys, sorry got in a bit late. Great goal, Fairmont. It's okay, Baron, we welcome you.
Right, Fairmont will be looking for a turnover here. They managed to press or force the Edgemead to the left there, or to Edgemead's left, Fairmont's strong side or stick side. And they would have liked to have made a turnover in that channel. As it is, they did win the ball. Alex Jongsma with a big diagonal overhead, almost football-like, with that big diagonal that comes from the one outside half to the midfield or the wing. So nice to see that vision and skill being executed.
Working hard in that corner.
Again, prime example, good structure from Edgemead there, like good man-to-man marking, good zonal marking in behind, and then they're able to progress back up the field. They really, Edgemead have been really good so far in defence. It will be interesting to see how long they can keep it up for, especially when you are a goal behind. Inexperienced players maybe think, oh well, we have to score the equaliser now, right away, and they don't realise they've actually got half an hour or whatever just to stay in the game. So it'll be interesting to see how their fitness holds.
Again, Edgemead coming hard at the Fairmont defence.
Emre on the ball, cousin of Quinita Bobs, SA Ladies player.
That explains a lot about the speed.
Yeah,
It runs in the family.
definitely does. Alex, massive overhead. I mean, fantastic play.
Pick up by Johnny Brown, still trying to find his way in.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, that aerial ball that Alex has played.
Oh,
On the umpire.
umpire Aintree Burns calling captains over. Oh, just EDGEMEAD's captain.
I think he's not happy with the physicality off the ball, perhaps, or maybe a few chirps off the ball. Because there's nothing that happened on the ball. That must have been off the ball.
Another fantastic ball in there by FAIRMONT. I think that was Corbin again. Checking again through the spy line, we have Liam Radcliffe, number 3. Hobbies include reading, drawing and sleeping. Again, the sleeping. And looking to study BA-LLB, Stellenbosch University.
Got a few very smart kids here at FAIRMONT.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed, honestly. Comment there by Aaron Hendricks. The puns of Randall is legendary. Sir, that's not how you spell my name.
EDGEMEAD being very direct in the outlet. They're very fortunate that FAIRMONT converted a foul. I think they would be wise to not be so risky in their defensive third. As you see, I mean, FAIRMONT happy for them to run into the press, and there we go, turnover. This is what FAIRMONT want. FAIRMONT are happy to build up from halfway line. You see a light drizzle being blown across the field here, very light. If you look, might not even be visible on the screen. So FAIRMONT with a circle entry.
Just under 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Oh, Corbin. Oh, very harsh decision. I think, in my opinion, if anything, I think the free hit should actually go the other way. I think Corbin actually lent into the defender there. I'll be very surprised if this stays as a stroke. Umpire entry.
Seems the call is confirmed.
Yeah, okay. Well, FAIRMONT opportunity to go 2-0 up. One of the EDGEMEAD players was also carded in the meantime, so no time wasted there by Corbin. Fantastic flick, bottom left, as we were talking about earlier.
I believe that's his first goal of the season.
I'm sure it'll be the first of many. But EDGEMEAD 2-0 down and a player down, so they're going to have to be very smart, see how they react here. Coach Liam's going to have to make sure he remains composed, get through this last minute of this chukker. You see FAIRMONT are going really hard here, a really high and full press, trying to win the turnover up high up the field.
Seems like FAIRMONT just have their tails up here. They are very confident on the ball, very confident in tackles, pushing the pace. Unfortunately, mistrap there. EDGEMEAD looking for a way in. FAIRMONT very calm in defense, looking to run the clock down.
Jody barking orders there. He wants the ball in EDGEMEAD's half of the field, and it was going to have to be via the aerial. It's going to have to be via the aerial route in that circumstance. Perhaps next time might look for the diagonal ball, as we've seen previously.
Your perspective on the aerial ball going into danger directly like that, as an umpire?
I think umpires in South Africa, we need to make sure we're blowing that early. I mean, the minute that goes up and you you shouldn't be looking at the ball in the air anymore. You should be looking down at where you potentially think that's going to land. And if you've got any suspicion that it might land in a crowd of players, it would be wise to blow it ASAP. Give the free to the defender if in doubt. And you might have a moaning coach or player here and there, but at least for the most part, you're not going to have a player with a broken face.
Oh, yeah. As we get to the end of the first half and second quarter, Fairmont leading 2-0. I'm seeing 2-0 on the scoreboard, but I'm actually feeling it like it's a lot closer.
Definitely a lot closer. I think Fairmont a good goal that they just turned over in the circle and finished smartly, and then obviously the stroke. So the key now is in the next chukka to see exactly what if EDGEMEAD are able to mentally stay in the game, because physically they're there. Mentally, it's going to be the big battle for them, because they've gone down 2-0. They've got about another 50 seconds left on the card. They're man down, and if Fairmont get a goal earlier, they could easily find themselves getting 4 or 5 if EDGEMEAD drop their heads.
Something I haven't seen since the German International Summer Series when they were visiting is separating the teams. Okay, we're seeing EDGEMEAD now. EDGEMEAD are still together, but the Fairmont players are actually having separate discussions.
Yeah, I think this is something that came into fashion about 2 years ago in the school and the provincial system. Yeah, obviously watching international hockey and seeing a lot of the lines chatting. I think there we got the defenders. Would that be the halves of Fairmont?
Yeah.
The attackers?
Those were the attackers. Those
yeah.
were the attackers.
You know, having line meetings, so you would sometimes see them in 3 pods. You would have your strikers, your links, and your defenders in 3 different lines. Quickly play a discussion. What do you guys feel is going on? And then you'd have the coach coming and maybe having a 10 or 20 second brief with each line, and before now, as we see them in a huddle, having a general team talk. But yeah, I think we haven't seen it for such a long time due to COVID and not being able to play hockey, but you'll see your top coach, especially someone like Jody, who's maybe been involved with provincial men and playing PHL and stuff. He would have been coached like that in getting line team talks, and he's obviously adopted that in his coaching as well.
Seems to be working when we look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really cool to see that all 3 lines have got an idea of exactly what they want to be doing.
I'm also quite impressed by the weather for this game. Just seems to be behaving.
Yeah, I tell you what, Randall. Tomorrow morning I've got a few hockey matches. Military High School play Tableview in a derby day, and the forecast is looking cloudy with a chance of meatballs, as they say. It's going to be an interesting morning.
Just trying to get the comments coming back through again, but my live stream in the comments seems to be hanging a bit. Keep sending them, we will be reading them.
I must say, I feel like the spectators in the girls' game were a little bit more interactive. I feel like they're not feeling our vibe maybe, or maybe they're just enjoying the hockey too much. It's too pulsating maybe.
Yeah, I'm starting to take it personally. I mean, with the ladies' game, we even had coffee and biscuits and ball ones delivered.
As we see EDGEMEAD busy re-entering the field with a big cheer from the supporting bench there.
Second half about to get underway. If you've been with us all along, happy to have you. If you're just joining us, welcome back to the hottest Zoom meeting of the week.
This is the best Zoom meeting of the week, as we are joined in commentary here, Louise Conradi, Western Province under 16A girls coach, has just quickly joined us in. She's going to say hello. Louise, how did your game go this afternoon? Did you play, or were you just umpiring?
No, we are playing tomorrow morning at 8, and I umpired the Prem goals, and it went well.
Awesome, you enjoyed the rain?
Yes, yeah. Bit cold now, but yeah.
Awesome, and congrats on your appointment with the under 16A Province girls.
Yes.
Oh my word!
A goal!
One of the goals of the season. Corbin Orion busy running around with a magic stick and then popping the ball into the goal. I mean, there's just no other way to describe it. That is Unbelievable.
It was a super glue ad.
We need you, Blade, in here with one of his. That was fantastic. That was amazing. Great goal from Corbin and Ryan. 3-0. And this is what we were talking about just before Louise joined us in commentary here. Is if Edgemead are going to be able to stay in it mentally. If Fairmont get a third goal, will they be able to pull away? And we're going to have to keep an eye on that in the next chuck or so. So Louise, you're looking forward to your IPT. Where is it?
It's in Stellenbosch from the 17th to the 21st of July.
Around the corner. So you're obviously busy with your final selections now, choosing your goals. As we see Fairmont again in the D. Good turnover there. Michael Stein.
Yes, so we have our first round of combined trials on Sunday, and then ending it off next week Wednesday with the last combined trials.
Okay, well, good luck with that, Louise, and all the best for the tournament.
Thank you, Gibbo.
All right.
More comments coming through. Diane Whittaker, we are loving the commentary. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Diane, and thank you for the coffee and the biscuits.
Good turnover. Richard Sauer. Just not able to stay on their feet to the Edgemead players.
Adrian Goslet, you guys are doing a great job just making supper and listening. Thanks also for the coffee earlier, ma'am. Sebastian Klein Van, P-Flick shouldn't have been given. Ooh, contentious.
Yeah, unfortunately VAR hasn't been approved for South African hockey yet, but we're going to have to watch that one back and have a look at that. Adrian, housewife jobs there. Good to hear. I will make sure we stop in sometime soon for a dinner.
Sharon Lowe Duncan, we're feeling you guys. Thanks for the great commentary. Go Fairmont. Thank you for tuning in. Please let us know if we are on mute.
Edgemead with a good turn of speed there into the D, and they get a long corner.
Lynn Hadley, awesome Fairmont. Simon Whittaker, legend Louise in the corn box. Karen Sam, come on Edgemead, keep your heads up.
So Edgemead having a good phase of possession here. We've got short corner. I think the Fairmont boys will be very disappointed in giving that free hit away, but here we go. Edgemead with an opportunity to get one back in the game. We've seen it before. We've heard of the 2-0 trap. 3-0 trap's always a bit of a push, but you never know. You just score one. We saw a lot of it recently in the franchise-based hockey that was happening in and around Cape Town. We had a few games where teams were 3 or even 4-0 up in the game, ending 3-3 or 4-4. So Edgemead, if they could convert here, we never know what might happen.
What are you expecting here from this Edgemead attacking short corner?
I think a flick.
Looks like a standard single castle.
Yeah, it's going to be a flick from the top or maybe a slip left. I'm surprised they don't have one more player running in on the keeper if it is going to be a flick. Very light at the top. So you just want someone else there to try and score.
Heidi Holloway Bobs, come on Edgemead.
See Marie Shamali. Richard, your favorite teacher, Mrs. Shamali, wants you to score a goal, please. Bold statements to be making online. Gonna have to keep an eye on Richard's marks in those classes.
Lizzie Mills and Nicholas Mills, what a goal, outstanding goal. We have to agree.
Unreal.
It's something that you expect to see at international hockey, not even at IPTs.
That was fantastic, and we spoke about it earlier. You said Corbin just scored his first goal, and we mentioned it might be the first of many, and he proved us right. And here we go, Corbin again. Corbin just being a little bit lazy there, putting his hand on the opponent and giving Edgemead an easy out.
Jordan Lucas Groenewald, this derby was always a goodie in the school days. Well, that's clear to see.
Do you know Jordan?
Yeah, I know Jordan. Jordan who never wears closed shoes.
Yeah, Jordan had a few big highlights playing for Edgemead back in the day against Fairmont. He scored a few crackers and was key to the successful times that Edgemead did have against Fairmont in this fixture. Jordan was pivotal in a few of those games. So good to hear from you, Jordan. I hope you're well, as we had a few lights that have just gone off on the one side of the field, so we might have a break in play here. just depending what happens here. Yeah, there we go. The first time the ball ends up going to that side of the field. Yeah, so anything to show how long it's gone after as well. So yeah, there's just a break in play as we wait for them to try and restart the lights here. Both teams.
Could this be load shedding?
I doubt it, unless load shedding only exists on one pylon in this place. But as you can see there, we've still got a few of them on. We've got 4 of the 6 on.
Yeah, maybe those 2 pylons haven't paid their bill.
Yeah, so
more comments coming through. Claudette Matthews 14, EHS boys, you've got this. Elise Jongsma, go boys from under 16B girls. Wondering if we can get the Fairmont ladies to make a little bit of noise.
Fairmont will be a bit disappointed with this. They had all the momentum now they've got a bit of a break in play. Alright, so both teams just quickly having a chat. The umpires also busy just chatting about what the options are. Should the lights not come on, I guess, maybe. But it looks like Fairmont are hard at work in trying to resurrect the issue. Yeah, it's never ideal when this kind of thing happens. It's either the rain or it's the lights.
Definitely is cold. I think this may affect the players because they've been on fire for a while. 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Using our spy hearing here, it seems like someone needs to open a box somewhere.
Yeah, the good old electricity box, yeah, so it sounds like the estate manager is on the way and he's going to sort it out, but I don't imagine that will be for the next 5 minutes or so. We might have a little bit of a break in play or an extended break in play because I don't know how quick those lights come back on either.
Even with this break in play, I'm so thankful to the Whittakers for our coffee and biscuits delivery.
Yeah, we might be in need of a second one depending on how long this break is.
Stacey Smith, what an amazing goal, guys. Unbelievable goal by FHS Go Fairmont Green Machine. And yes, again, that goal by Corbin Orion, also known as Groot. It was something that actually just left us speechless.
Yeah, for sure. It was.
It's okay, Gibby, you're allowed to chew.
I cannot wait to watch the replay of that a bit later. I'm sure it'll be a highlight. I'm sure Fairmont are definitely going to be sharing that on their social media and Instagram pages, and I'm sure a lot of the kids will as well be that, and it might be used as a very cool coaching tool going forward for a lot of coaches and even players. Just to what you can do if you just imagine it, I mean that none of us can comprehend doing something like that.
No,
fantastic.
I definitely wouldn't risk the barrage of comments from the coaching staff if I were to attempt something like that and miss, because I would miss. Karen Sam, all we see is red and blue.
The good old EDGEMEAD chant, that is an infamous chant, and it's good to hear that it's still going loud and proud, and thanks for that, Karen.
Heidi Holloway Bobs, that was a great goal by Corbin. Yeah, again, we have to agree, and at the same time, we are seeing a lot of how do we put this, intent and intensity and drive from the EDGEMEAD players.
Coach it.
Josh van Graan, let's go EDGEMEAD. And Gail Sauer agreeing with Marie Antoinette Shamali. I want to see it too.
As you see Liam and Jody in discussion here. I wonder if it's maybe Liam a little bit unhappy with 1 or 2 decisions. Jody just looks like he's humouring it and just making a spicy comment back that Liam maybe is not so happy about.
I'm sure Liam is just wanting to order some KFC, that characteristic point.
Yeah.
It's just up the road, turn right on Wellington
Maybe
Road.
Liam's just saying, well, we got to call the game and start 0-0 tomorrow morning. Liam heard the joke there, he's also laughing. Yeah, so maybe if we're fortunate enough here, I might be able to get one of the umpires to come up here and give us a little bit of an update. We'll see. So not too serious.
Would they be allowed out?
Oh, I'm sure they would.
Let's just go drag them out. Oh, we're actually sending one of the youngsters. She's on her way down now to go grab them and bring them up here.
Randall's PA for the night.
Oh, I'm not even sure, you know. She's just about convinced Aintree Burns to make a trip up here.
As we see Jody and Liam still chatting about something. I think maybe Jody reminiscing about that goal and saying, geez, I wouldn't even have been able to do something. As we've got one of our umpires here, Aintree Burns, just joining us. Aintree, what is the latest on the light situation here?
So apparently the two lights in the far back corner have tripped off the one box. So we're just waiting to see whether or not they can get that going. Otherwise the game might be called. We're not too sure yet if it's going to be postponed or if they're just going to end it as it is.
Okay, that's very interesting. We'll have to just check what the league rules are on that. And I believe there is a certain percentage of time that needs to be played before a result can be logged. So yeah, hopefully we can get the lights back on and we can play. Otherwise we're just going to have to let Edgemead play a series of attacking free hits as we've got lights on that D. So yeah.
We can play grade 6 hockey.
Yeah, well thanks Angie for joining us and good luck with hopefully the rest of the game.
More comments coming through here. Alan Top, a great commentary guy. Some loud cheers there from the girls. Incredible privilege to be able to watch this from the couch. Enhanced sports media changing the game. I have to agree. And couch sports, they count. My former Boland teammate Mark Clement Pickering, VAR.
Pickers.
No sir.
Pickers. I can tell you stories about Mark Pickering. This guy,
Lewis.
the best. He's busy talking about VAR and Duckworth Lewis. He needs to go work on his short corner attack coaching. Tell you, Randall, we had a team together recently, and the first thing he said to me after that training session, Gibbo, my short corner attack. We must just get a short. We are going to win. It's unreal. And that to be said, I think they only scored one short corner the whole tournament, and it was the very last one of the tournament. So yeah. Pickers, that will live long in the memory as we see the lights come back on. They've managed to get those two back on. They're busy loading up here, which is nice. So the game might be about 2 or 3 minutes away from starting. It's really exciting. Those of you that can see there, that's not the light in the corner. That's nice and bright. It's the one just to the left of it under the scoreboard. That one's just busy powering up again. And yeah, Fairmont already lined up. Edgemead lined up, and probably another 2 minutes away from starting, maybe a minute and a half, depending how long it takes for them to get fully illuminated.
Yeah, the days of LED lighting are coming. I think a few schools have already upgraded to LED lights.
Yeah, no, there's a few very aggressive schools, very close to Fairmont actually, that have built, are in the process of building even new facilities. They've just re-upgraded their lights. Full LED for their for their hockey and rugby fields, and LED is definitely the way of the future. And those lights, they take they use a little bit of electricity and they power on very quickly. So yeah, we're thankful. Most schools are just thankful to have lights, never mind what type of lights.
More comments coming through. Josh van Graan, Matthew Fister and Emery Bobs are two quality players. We have to agree with you there, sir, but from what we've been seeing, the most of, if not the entire Edgemead team have really been bringing heat to today's game.
Sorry Randall, just to interrupt, it looks like the game's going to restart with a good old-fashioned bully. Well, it should be.
Maybe
starting.
A modern bully?
What's the modern one? Just a one tap?
Yeah, just tap and give the
what
ball.
What was the old bully?
The old bully.
Fist fighter?
Yeah. You go.
Leave the ball alone, just take each other out.
Goodbye sticks. Goodbye good manners.
Yeah, so it's good to see the lights all back on here. We, in our old age, we can actually see the players now, which is great. And here we go. Game on.
Oh.
Edgemead on a sharp counter.
So not a modern bully as I expected.
Yeah, I think Corbin saying, fine, you can have the ball. Being very good. Maybe Edgemead were in possession just before the lights went out. Maybe that's why Corbin feels they can have the ball.
For the viewers at home, the modern bully would basically be where you as the team who did not have possession would take the ball and pass it to one of their players. But Edgemead deciding to just go full pace.
Oh, so Corbin deciding to challenge the bully, but not really challenge the bully. Just stand there more, just to stand there.
Like as Corbin does.
Anyway, so Edgemead with the build-up in possession. 8 minutes to go in the third chukka. Good build-up from Edgemead. As we see a lifted ball in and around the D there. Good control. And we see a short corner awarded. So that break in play, we'd mentioned it. Jody would have been disappointed that the lights went out when they did, because his team were just getting on top in their ascendancy, and now all of a sudden, within the first minute of lights being back on, Edgemead have a short corner.
More comments coming through. JZK Photography Keon. Let's go boys, green hearts from under 16 big girls. A lot of support from under 16 big girls.
They're definitely going to get the Spirit Award this year. I haven't seen them play hockey yet, but if you look at how much kiss they've got just with support, it's unreal.
I'm just gesturing to the Fairmont ladies. Maybe they could also cheer and compete with the Edgemead girls.
Okay, so we got a short corner again. Single castle. Should see a flick.
Interesting variation there.
Very wide zigzag. I don't know. Oh! Big
So
chance
close.
there for Edgemead. Big chance. You see Fairmont with no time countering. And again, as mentioned previously, we've got Edgemead's counter defense is really good, really well organized. And they managed to get good numbers back on defense as we see Corbin in possession. Looking to do something special again, maybe. Good inside tuck here. Crash ball into the D. Oh.
So that was Michael Hammer, number 13. Hobbies include playing soccer and golf, going out with mates, and plans include either Stellenbosch or UCT for accounting.
Really interesting.
Oh, there's so many smart kids here, man.
There's a lot of these kids I actually recognize. A few of them have come through Panorama Primary, where I coached at one stage. Xavier Rodriguez,
are you
Richard
claiming
Sauer, Michael Hammond. Excuse me if I've missed anyone else. And then if you look across at the Edgemead side as well, you've got Matthew Sam, Daniel May. So yeah, Panorama has actually been a really big contributor to this fixture. So good to see these boys all grown up and busy giving it their all at first team level.
Interesting to see the influence on primary schools. So it's clear that there is a path for players to go.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Durbanville area are very fortunate. There's a couple of great primary schools in and around. And also Fairmont have always been very fortunate to have fantastic feeder schools that they get, and then if you add on to that they get the odd Edgemead primary kid and Panorama kid, that you would say those schools are closer to Edgemead High School than Fairmont, and they still manage to get one or two of those boys in as well. So Fairmont very fortunate to have as many quality feeder schools in and around the area. Not to say that Edgemead don't have, but just it shows just how lucky they are to have even a greater network of feeder schools. As we see the counter, Johnny Brown using his reach, good acceleration. Oh, fantastic! And Johnny unfortunately just unfortunately blown up by obstruction, I believe. Just maybe too much of his body got between the defender and the ball there.
That is a lot more body compared to the defender he was
Was
challenging.
marking, yeah, or was marking him, should we say. As we see another counter, Johnny on another sprint. Oh, Johnny's won the ball
moving.
there.
And
Unfortunately,
again.
it's blown up. Edgemead on back three outlet. Oh, similar to the girls game I saw but earlier, just a bit of a mistrap there at the back.
Well recovered.
Under pressure, good turnover, straight into the D, and well defended there.
Very well defended.
Very well defended. Excellent. As we see them build up. Fantastic skill there.
Lost his stick in the process.
Yeah, the defender ended up taking his stick. Just that skill had him, the defender, a bit dizzy there. And it was a bit weird. I think the Fairmont boy wanted to carry on running with a stick in his hand. And then he realized, he's like, oh, where's my stick? Oh, good turnover, yeah. Keeper coming. Oh, could see a stroke here. He got a stroke from nowhere. Could see a card as well, harsh. Oh, game-changing moment potentially. Does Fairmont have a substitute keeper? They don't. Alright, so we've got a 5-minute yellow card as signalled by the umpire there. Fairmont are going to have to go to 10 outfielders. They don't have a substitute keeper. So,
I'm waiting for the barrage of comments from as many people as I'm expecting regarding the tackle by the keeper, because so many still believe that the keeper is allowed to make that tackle. But we also need to think about the player whose head might hit the turf.
No, for sure. I think in those situations you always have to look at the situation though. Like, was the intent to play the ball, or was the intent to take the player out? So, if the intent was to play the ball and he's genuinely missed it, I think the strokes probably suffice. A suffice penalty. But maybe they feel that the umpire feels that the intention was actually to play the player. As we see, Rafe Duncan padded up. He's going to try and save it. Let's go. Oh!
So close.
He almost saved that.
So close.
All right, so it's game on here. 5 minutes. Edgemead no keeper. Edgemead Fairmont no keeper. Down to 10 players. Edgemead will be trying to at any opportunity to get the ball in and around the D. This could be a good game-changing moment. Edgemead will have the last 3.5 minutes of this chukker. They'll be playing against 10 with no keeper. And then they'll have another minute in the fourth chukker.
This is definitely not what we expected.
I think most of you and me, we're quite happy with this being neutral. We're happy. Maybe a couple of Fairmont parents and supporters on the couches very nervous at home, thinking what is going on, and a couple of Edgemead folk being really excited to see what happens. Fairmont obviously just trying to keep possession, try and run down the clock. Edgemead can't do much if they don't have the ball.
3 minutes left and these passes, unfortunately, not trapped there by, I believe that's Aries over there, Josh Aries. I'm reading it as Aries, so I'm going with you.
Good pronunciation.
No, I'm actually Afrikaans.
Aren't we all? Alright, so Fairmont have done really well there. I think the player knew what he was doing there. He knew the free hit wasn't in the right place. He's taken it quickly, then left the ball off his stick, and before you know it, 20 seconds have run off the clock. So, good gamesmanship there.
Yeah, for Angelique saying that dive, I could never. I have to agree. I could never. Still going. Unfortunately.
Alright, so 2 minutes left in this chukker. Edgemead with a bit of possession. It'll be interesting to see what Edgemead will be disappointed. They don't need to be that frantic. They just need to build it up and make sure that Fairmont panic for the last 1 minute and 50 seconds that are left in this chukker.
Definitely have the advantage right now.
So like in this circumstance, Edgemead just need to set up, maybe get Michael Steyn on the overhead and look to play hockey up on that side, because I tell you, the minute the ball gets up there, Fairmont are going to be a little nervous.
There's more comments coming through. Claudette Matthews, Fortain, well done EHFs. Adrian Goslet and Lynn Hadley, great attempt, Rafe. So brave, Rafe. We have to agree. Alan Topper, Rafie almost pulling off a save of the season. What a man.
Fairmont have done so well to keep the ball. I mean, it's been 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes already. Half of the time already served for the card, and Edgemead have not even got into the Fairmont half.
And again, another.
Here we go. Here's a good counter opportunity. Edgemead just need to remain composed. And they could be very much back in the game here. Good drive.
Fairmont loading the defense. Big green wall, still moving.
Good composure from Fairmont there. Fantastic. Looking after the ball. Running down the clock. Really good composure. Edgemead don't need to really panic here. They've still got Fairmont where they want them. Don't give a free hit away. It's what you don't want to do as a Fairmont player. 20 seconds left in the chukker. And there should be about another minute and a half for the keeper to serve, the yellow card, in the next chukker. So 10 seconds to go, and Fairmont will be happy with that.
Yeah, the big ball, big counter. Unfortunate for there. A bit of miscommunication between the two players.
Alright, so that's the end of the third chukker. The card and the stroke has definitely spiced this game up. We've got a minute and a half left on the card. We've got EDGEMEAD going to be having a team talk here where they're just saying to themselves, if we can get one opportunity while this card is still being served and make it a 3-2 game with about 13 or 12 minutes to go, it's all to play for.
I'm not sure how the viewers at home are feeling, but this is quite tense out here. And we have most of the stands have just gone quiet. I think just struggling to deal with the level of pressure that they're starting to feel. Maria Antoinette Shimali again, well done Green Machine for staying calm under pressure. Heroes, great work, coach.
I think that's a great point that's been made there by Ms. Shimali. The fact that the composure and just the ability to not even give EDGEMEAD a sniff. EDGEMEAD didn't have a circle entry. They had one phase where they looked like they might get into the circle in a 2.5 minute period, or 3.5 minute period. So, yeah, I have to agree with that.
Well, what do you think Coach Jody is relaying to the boys right now?
I think definitely it will be two messages. One will be for the first 2 minutes of the chuck until the keeper gets back on. He'll definitely be talking about one of their players having to take responsibility at the back and almost be like the old school sweeper keeper. And then after that will just be about, once things get back to normality with Andre Human back in goal, it will just be about them just stepping up and securing the game, I suppose. So Adrian Gosling has asked us to explain the card. So the ref, we can only assume the ref has felt that it was a clear goal scoring opportunity, number one, and that's why the stroke was given. And then further to that maybe, and again this is just my assumption on the matter, is that maybe the keeper had malicious intent. So it's all subjective. But yeah, that's what we can only assume it was.
And at the end of the day, the umpires need to protect the players first.
Yeah.
They need to maintain the safety of each and every player on the turf. More comments coming through. Kayla Stein, the tension is insane. We do agree. As we're seeing EHS applying buckets of pressure in the Fairmont quarter. Gail Sauer, come Fairmont, you've got this. Richard, move it up.
Yeah, so we've got about 40 seconds left on the card. Oh, and we've got a short corner. This is going to be really interesting now. Here we go. Fairmont players a little bit disappointed with the decision. But these are the moments. These are the moments where players really need to stay composed. Players really need to make sure they stay focused on the task. It's often easier said than done. Me and you sitting here with very little adrenaline running through our blood compared to the boys. But they would be well served just staying calm and trying to focus on what their role is now in the short corner defense. Bearing in mind they should have 5 outfielders running out here, not just 4.
See him going back. There's Tyler going back. No, 13.5 minutes left, 3-1 up. I'm starting to feel like this could get a little bit closer than we had anticipated.
Yeah, for sure, as the umpires have just stopped time because they feel that there's a bit of time wasting. There we go, time back on. Pushed out, good injection.
Again, Fairmont defense really bringing the heat.
It's good to see how much time is left on the card because my clock, but he can't come back on now because it's a short corner, so he probably has served the time, but because it's a short corner, they're not going to let him back on.
Erin Hendricks commenting, could we see a straight poke? Maybe. Josh van Graan, the comeback is on.
I think at times like this, you just got to keep it simple. A flick aerial anywhere on the net side, you're forcing a player to stick save it. Oh, really disappointing. As we see, Andre Human has actually entered the field again. But naturally, because his helmet and stuff is behind the goal, he's now had to run around the field to go fetch his helmet. So it's maybe something FAH is going to have to look at. How do keepers re-enter the field? Because generally everyone has to re-enter from the halfway line. But now obviously this specific example, you've got Andre's protective gear behind the goal and he can't exactly be running across the field. Or maybe he should. That's a direct route to goal. He should have just maybe run through the field. Michael Stein as well to keep possession.
The mistraps are starting to add on. Double turnovers are leveling up.
As we see another card. Let's see, green card, Fairmont. So they've just served. They've just been playing with 10. Now they're back to 10 again. They've had, it's crazy. They've been, Edgemead have been in the game. Fairmont are 3-0 up. A card has changed that they got a goal back. And now all of a sudden it's a bit frantic.
Unfortunately, Richard Sauer being given the green
There's
light.
another one.
Not foul.
So you see it's a little bit worrying if you see how many times, almost every time an umpire has made a decision, there's a query. It's every single time. And I think what Alex is going to learn here is that no matter how much you talk to an umpire, you very rarely are going to get anything out of it other than just a lot of frustration and being worked up.
Pressure really starting to show here. Fairmont still 2 goals up, but with 11 minutes left, I'm not sure.
It's like you've been saying earlier, like it was 2-0 to Fairmont, as we see the injection coming in here. It was 2-0 to Fairmont, but it didn't feel like a 2-0 game. Great short corner defense. Fantastic short corner defense there from Fairmont. They did really well to stay composed in their job and what they needed to do, and now they got good numbers back in defense.
I'm sure that that first wave should be going to Olympic trials for the pace he's been putting in. Seeming to meet the ball at top D.
Yeah, fantastic speed. It's always vital that first wave in your PC defense. You're looking for someone that's nice and quick.
And we're about to see the half-pint hero Rafe Duncan going back on soon.
What he loses, what he misses in size, he definitely makes up with heart and courage. Rafe has got the heart of a lion. If there was one man you wanted to take with you to war, it would definitely be Rafe Duncan.
And again, we're seeing the Edgemead attack just staying there. Relentless pressure on the Fairmont defense. But Fairmont handling it really well.
Yeah. Been really impressed tonight with Johnny Brown. He's had a few opportunities on the counter. I mean, if you look now, he's in support.
Ooh, Daniel Davies on the
Fantastic
counter.
skill from Daniel.
3 more stick spins and he'll be there.
Again, as we mentioned all evening, Edgemead's counter defense has been really good.
Some news about Daniel. Hobbies include focused on hockey and indoor hockey. So I guess that's that. And after school, nothing specific yet, but somewhere in the IT field. It's quite broad.
Very good profession to be in. About 20 or 30 years, everyone was like, what is IT? And now it's like everyone relies on IT. So yeah, a good profession to get into. As we see, Edgemead outlet quite nicely.
Jordan, oh no, it's not Jordan Scott, it's
Really
Jared
good
Charles.
skill.
Jared Charles with a turn and
Good
goal.
outlet. Corbin Orion made to sit down there. Good arc out.
Fantastic use of the field here.
Michael Stein with the crash ball. That was a really good phase of play. It was a half decent press from Fairmont, not the worst press. They had them covered, and then just really good attacking play and good outletting there from Fairmont. So a good phase of play.
JZK Photography Keon again. Brilliant defense, boys. Goalie is back in action. Green Heart, definitely a Fairmont supporter. And I believe from the under 16 Beagles. I'm just assuming because everyone seems to be from the under 16 Beagles tonight. Fantastic support. And again, the defense has just been working so well.
Lucky there for Emre. He looked like he had just managed to make a very good steal, and unfortunately umpire ruled that that there was a bit too much physicality there, as we see Alex Jongsma with another 60-meter overhead. I mean, in rugby terms, it's like Frans Steyn. Like, he's just got a boot for days. It's unreal the range that Alex Jongsma has with the aerial pass.
What a ball!
What a ball! We'll see Joshua Aries, unfortunately not able to stay on his feet.
The vision there by the big man Corbin.
He's a complete player, isn't he? He's got everything. He's got the speed, he's got the skill, he's got the vision, can tackle. Really decent player, Corbin around. As we see EDGEMEAD.
Oh, what a
great
turn
play.
there. Mr. Charles.
Oh, great save there by Andre Iman. And ultimately out for 16. That was an amazing phase of play. Well defended from great save by Andre Iman, and ultimately they've got a 16 and Fairmont are back in possession.
Almost seemed as if you could see the ball before it was even shot or struck.
We see Alex's sister Elise saying that that's my brother and she's his biggest fan. So awesome to see that the siblings are getting involved and supporting each other. Fairmont to the direct phase there. All there well defended. Corbin Orion again on the free hit on the 25. Sussing out how he wants to line this attack up. Good overlap there from Fairmont. And
on the shoulder.
Clumsy short corner, soft short corner to give away there.
Could that also be another sign of fatigue?
Definitely, 100%.
Not being able to stay balanced.
100%. So this is where Fairmont look to shut the game down. A fourth year will pretty much be game over for all intents and purposes. So Fairmont will want to take a lot of care here and just execute a very good short corner.
Wondering what the variation will be for this one. It's still there. Some more info coming through. Savio Rodriguez, number 15. Hobbies include watching football and sleeping. The sleeping and the gym. It's like that's the trend.
Yeah, so I know Savio's folks. His dad's actually a Newcastle United fan. I think he will be pumped that they've managed to avoid relegation for one more season. As we go back here to the action at Fairmont, the short corner, Fairmont to the variation, zigzag. Corbin composure. Oh, great goalkeeping there.
Just about.
Fairmont EDGEMEAD just doing enough every time to keep them out.
Loud communication.
Good overlap here from the right back into the ball. Oh, Johnny Brown was in position there for an easy deflection, and then the EDGEMEAD defender just managed to get a stick in.
Liam Ratcliffe covering a lot of ground.
He has. He's done really well. And there we go. Another extremely soft short corner. I'll be very disappointed with giving that away. And Fairmont now surely will have given enough chances away. They surely will look to convert this or convert this chance that they've got.
I mean, me personally, I have no idea how far 5 is, but I'm sure in situations like this, knowing how far that 5 is absolutely critical.
Yeah, no, definitely. We all teams are training that hard enough. Liam, the head coach, being a very decent umpire himself, would have harped on about it, and previous coaches like Ross Wallace being involved with EDGEMEAD would have made sure these boys.
Where is Ross nowadays? I see he's left the country.
See the short corner. Oh, just
So
off
close.
target. Yeah, Ross is pursuing a coaching career in Ireland. Unfortunately for us all in South Africa, we all do miss him, but we wish him all the best there in Ireland as he looks to make a career in Europe as a coach. He's definitely got the credentials and the ability, the capability of making it happen there. So we wish Ross Willis all the best.
Definitely not just going there for the beer.
Knowing Ross, he will be indulging a bit as well, but not at the expense of his coaching. That we can guarantee. Good skill.
What the turn, but again, EDGEMEAD defense waiting.
Carl Masters, well done. Really good retention of possession here. Richard Sauer carrying really nicely, looking for that left foot pass. And well defended again by Edgemead. Nice and compact as Richard wins the ball. No, not Richard, sorry. We got Carl Masters on the ball. That was Xavier Rodriguez previously on the ball. My apologies for calling him Richard. Xavier on the ball again here.
I'm starting to see the double turnover starting to really add on here. Oh, Xavier Rodriguez, he also wants to study finance.
Sure, it's another smart boy. So we've got a lawyer, we've got an actuary, and we've got a bank manager. As we see
Yet another
Edgemead, it looks like an Edgemead player that's going to be carded this time. Oh no,
Johnny Brown.
Johnny Brown. Remember what he did? It's quite a strange card to concede when you consider you're in possession. Must have been something very much off the ball. But yeah, Fairmont will be a bit worried. They've conceded, I think, 3 cards tonight, could be 4. So they're definitely going to have to just, hockey's hard enough when it's 11-11. You don't want to go through too many phases in the game where you're down to 10.
Again, Edgemead defense working hard.
We see the rain coming back down just to wish us well as we're about to sign off in the next 2 minutes or so. But in true fashion, the rain is now bucketing down.
And the rain is going straight into the eyes of the Edgemead players.
Oh, Corbin
again.
Unreal skill.
I'm sure his parents will be very happy to see his development over the years. Always worried about his composure and him keeping his head up, and his confidence really has been building over the years.
Yeah, no, he's done very well. So I think it's fair to say with 50 seconds left and the score at 3-1, Fairmont have pretty much wrapped this up, and now they'll be looking just to put the cherry on top of the cake here by converting the short corner. They've gone a flick a few times, they've gone for the zigzag, they've gone for a slider right. We're interested to see what they do just to finish this off here.
I'm going to predict maybe go for that bottom right again.
Yeah, I think Corbin left Castle maybe, first Castle.
I'm actually seeing a slip being lined up.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Slip left, slip flick. It just looked like he was shaping up for that. He was going to go bottom corner or the slider right. So they've obviously seen something there in the week, or maybe Jody's seen it now during the game, that there is space there for them. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen just a few more flicks like that. Just aim to score. And if the slider comes in and steals the goal, then that's great. As you see Corbin accelerate into space, 5 seconds left as we go for a long corner, and that'll be the ball game.
Fantastic game yet again. Coach Gibbo, your thoughts on what you've seen tonight?
Yeah, I think as we see Alex Jongsma there in picture, I think it was a hard game. I think credit to Edgemead. They fought hard, and they played a really good game, but ultimately Fairmont were the better team on the night, and they've walked away with the 3 points. That's 2 for 2 from Fairmont, and they go marching on. I think they've got big aspirations this year. They want to be pushing for the top of the league, so yeah, well done to Fairmont.
Yeah, 2 weekends in a row, fantastic showing by Fairmont, both on the field and off, and rightly so. Really looking forward to the rest of the season. Ladies and gents, thanks for joining us this evening again in the rain. Thanks again to the Whittakers for the coffee, the biscuits and the snacks. It's highly appreciated. I think we will see everyone next week.
Yeah, all right. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks.
Randall.